All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. It is Thanksgiving Eve, the night before Thanksgiving, for anybody that doesn't know what that means. And this is a very special episode here on the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. This is the very first Thanksgiving Toon Tussle. Back on November the 26th, 1987, the WWE presented for the first time their very first ever Survivor Series. Here we are 38 years 38 years later, and we're presenting our own first ever event. I don't know if it'll be around as long as WWE though. But all right. I of course am your host tonight because I am wearing the Transformers costume. I am Dutchimus Prime. Joined by my loyal sidekicks, Bat Boob, MoneyE.
What's up?
Of course, Shawn is here.
What's up?
And Wildcard Dave is here.
How we doing?
Pretty good. All right. So it's a big night, and we got a lot to get to. So I'm not going to ramble like a moron right now. But we have 7 big matches here tonight. Rick and Morty versus Bob's Burgers. X-Men the Animated Series versus Gargoyles. We're going to have the Smurfs take on the Transformers. We got Rocket Power and Teen Titans. Batman the Animated Series versus Dragon Ball Z. Codename Kids Next Door versus Fairly Odd Parents. And your main event is G.I. Joe Real American Hero versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, this is a viewer's choice special. So get that freaking QR code off the screen. Quit pushing buttons. You're pushing mine.
There you go.
I said get it off the screen.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. So this is a viewer's choice special. A couple months ago, I had everybody vote. We're kind of in the middle of voting for the next viewer's choice special, which will be in a few months. When I say in the middle of it, I'm just kind of waiting for Dave to give me the results that he got.
Oh, my bad. I totally forgot about that, bro. Thank you for reminding me.
No problem. I was going to remind you last week, but I forgot.
It happens. We all live lives.
Yeah. So, all right. But what's going to happen here? We're going to have the randomizer. We're going to get 5 categories from the randomizer. And then those are the 5 categories we are going to use. And it will be a best of 5. These guys will judge. If a show wins the battle 3-0, it's 30 points. 3-1 is 20 points. 3-2 is 10 points. 5 for the loser. If you are swept, you lose 10 points. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this thing up. Share the screen. Can everybody see the screen?
I cannot.
Lovely background.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. What do we want? What do we not want?
No character development.
All right.
Yep.
No merchandise.
Agree with Shawn.
All right.
And now we're going to get both of
No
those.
voice acting.
You don't want
No
voice acting?
acting.
Voice acting.
No voice acting?
No. No.
All right. So
So everything we just said we're going to get.
he doesn't want voice acting because that's what's going to help Batman the Animated Series win.
Yeah.
All right.
Not bad. Theme.
So theme song, originality, which I don't think we've had in a while. Merch, which Shawn said he didn't want, but a lot of these battles might be determined by the merch. Cultural impact and memorable moments. So how do we feel?
We did get merged.
That's what I said, Eric.
After I said last week we weren't.
Yeah.
Like the game.
Well, you're usually wrong more than I am, so
Other than merch and moments, I'm okay with it.
you don't like the M words?
I don't like. I don't.
Moments for me, I don't know. A couple of these didn't have a lot.
Originality is.
Who's
Mainly
out?
Rocket Power.
How do you determine originality? Especially if these
Originality?
shows are.
Who's got more of an original concept? All right, Dave, how do you feel?
I feel okay on this. There's nothing I really dislike out of it.
All right. And we'll stop sharing. And all right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into it. It's Rick and Morty versus Bob's Burgers up first. Rick and Morty
Cool.
in the division of Will Penn. Bob's Burgers in the division of Sharon Wander, who's my Aunt Sharon. Bob's Burgers has 10 points. They're 1-0. Rick and Morty has 20 points. They're also 1-0. So we got a battle of 1-0s right now, a battle of adult animated shows. Theme song is the first category. Neither show had a theme song with words, but some shows just don't need it. Dave, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Yeah, with theme song, because of it was more upbeat and a little more catchy, I feel I went with Bob's Burgers here. Nothing against Rick and Morty. It's just it has that iconic, spacey sci-fi intro, but it's not my thing.
Okay. Shawn, why don't you go next?
I have Rick and Morty taking this one. I don't know. It's just such a memorable theme song or noticeable theme song that you already know what it is just here in the very beginning of it.
Right.
I also like how it goes through there's just scenes from every show or episode throughout the thing, that theme song in general. So I just like it better. It's more catchy to me.
Okay. All right, Batsy, you're up.
I'm going with Shawn here. Rick and Morty.
All right. One of these days
just
we'll
think
get him
that
to
it's
pronounce the show right. Unless you are sleeping with Rick, you do not know him well enough to call him Ricky. All right. Rick and Morty is up 1-0. 2 more and they get a sweep. Originality is up next. We don't get this category a lot. Anybody remember the last time we got it and actually did it?
No,
Probably went
No.
away.
been a bit.
Hold on. I don't know why I asked when I'm the one that usually has the notes. Let's see. It's definitely been a while. I've already gone back 3 pages.
August.
Let's see. Originality has been done. Okay, so the last battle we had originality in was Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids versus Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh,
That was one of the last episodes we
Oh,
did
wow.
before Eric came back.
Oh, yeah, that's a while.
So it's been a
Couple
month.
weeks. Yeah.
A month.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, originality. So how more original was the concept? You have the concept of Rick and Morty. A lot of people, including myself, have said it's kind of like Back to the Future. And you have the concept of Bob's Burgers, a family that owns a burger joint that, usually gets beat by the competition. Shawn, you're going to start.
Yeah, I have Bob's Burgers winning this one. It's just more realistic and more like people can identify to that type of show more than they can Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is just one of those sci-fi alternate reality type shows,
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers is more reality based,
Right.
in a sense, realistic. So,
yeah. All right, Eric.
I actually went Rick and Morty
Okay.
because I think the sci-fi is different. So I don't think you see that many of those shows of that kind.
Obviously, he's never watched Back to the Future.
or Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Or he's just trying to make up for the fact that he just called Shawn okay a few weeks ago.
Don't even remind me, Doug. It still hurts.
I know he does a lot of things to me that hurt.
It keeps me up at night. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. All right. Before anybody picks up on what I just said, Dave, you're breaking the tie.
Yeah, I went with Rick and Morty here. I think it's got, really good original concepts, dimensions, alien life forms, and a unique unpredictability with what Rick and Morty are going to get into. And Bob's Burgers, I feel like it's more of like the original take on a family sitcom type deal.
Yep.
So like, there's not really a lot that you don't expect to happen in Bob's Burgers. It doesn't have that unpredictability that Rick and Morty has to me. So
Okay.
I chose Rick and Morty.
All right.
Yep.
So Rick and Morty is up 2-0. One more and they get a sweep. And then Bob's Burgers loses the 10 points that they got from the battle with the Flintstones. We go to merch. Shawn's favorite category. By the way, Shawn, I'm not going to have you start this.
I figured.
So with merch, it's, the kind of merch, how valuable the merch is. Both shows have it. One may have it more than the other. Batsy, you're starting.
I went with Bob's Burgers. From what I researched, it seems like they have more merch and maybe limited.
Okay. No, it's too early. Shawn, go ahead.
Oh no, it is not too early. It's 14 minutes. We're good.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
Okay, I picked Rick and Morty here. They significantly sold more merchandise. I do believe they have more merch for sale. I have, paraphernalia merchandise that, glass pieces that have Rick and Morty on it. Bob's Burgers, I haven't seen anything of them sort of having anything like that.
With the glass pieces or any?
Yeah, the glass pieces. Yeah.
You're going Rick and Morty because you can't buy a Bob's Burgers bong.
Yeah, well, they have more merch. They've sold more merch from what I researched, and that's why I'm going with it. They've sold a lot more, and they have more.
Eric, make sure that's one of the shorts. All right.
But yeah, I got a Rick and Morty bong that glows in the dark.
Yeah.
It's Beetlejuice theme.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Shawn, you're going to break the tie here.
Right.
If you get rid of that wedgie.
I was looking for a little statue that I know I have somewhere of it in here. I have Rick and Morty winning this one hands down.
Okay.
Their merch sales are just a lot more than Bob's Burgers. I think they have more of a reach also because of the two creators of Rick and Morty also have other shows that their voices are so recognizable from Rick and Morty. It kind of draws viewers that might have not started with Rick and Morty, but went to Solar Opposites or played High on Life to venture into Rick and Morty. So I'm going to add those two into merch as well.
Okay.
But yeah, Bob's Burgers, I don't think they have the collectibles as much as Rick and Morty do. Or not. I mean, I know they do have them, but I'm saying like on a scale.
Gotcha.
Of like more intrigued. I have
Fair
a little
enough.
Rick. He's like this big. He's still in the case.
I mean, Shawn, Dave already pressed the family show boundary when he mentioned his bong. We don't need you to talk about your little Rick.
Damn it, Doug. Now I'm gonna go look for it. In this room.
Good Lord.
Well, there's nothing
Continue.
wrong with that. I don't do anything illegal with it. So
Yeah.
it's not like an
I'm-
illegal
no,
item.
I was just saying because of the family show.
Yeah.
I
I
don't care if that's what you do. That's
Well, I
that's
was
your
just
personal business.
I was stating like the merch they do have, and I have of them.
Yeah.
You know, so like I have that, so I thought I would mention it.
Yeah.
Just because
Eric
I
just
thought.
went off camera so he could go find his.
Yup.
All right. So
Okay, never mind. It's in my bedroom. I'm not walking out that way.
all right, Rick and Morty's going to win this 3-0. We have our first sweep. And Rick and Morty is going to get 30 points out of it. Bob's Burgers is going to lose the 10 they already had, but that's just too bad. That's what happens. So Rick and Morty.
I didn't think we were going to see a sweep.
We might see a couple of them. You never know.
Again, it matter.
Yeah, it's all category based. All right, so Rick and Morty now altogether has 50 points because of the 20 they got before. Now they have another 30, so they have 50 points right now. So they're doing pretty good. Bob's Burgers now is pointless, as is a lot of shows. Not even just mathematically, but they're absolutely pointless when you watch them. All right. Up next, X-Men the Animated Series versus Gargoyles. X-Men the Animated Series in the division of Nick Cosmo. Gargoyles in the division of Shawn Stranahan. X-Men the Animated Series has 20 points right now. They're 1-0 after a victory over Thundercats. Gargoyles is 0-1 with negative 10 points after getting swept by Attack on Titan, because that's one of those where I put the cartoon up against the anime, not really thinking. So if Gargoyles gets swept here, they will be the second show to have negative 20 points. We start with theme songs, or with theme song. Neither show really has words. At the beginning, you have that little beginning intro for Gargoyles, but then it just goes right into the song. They're both kind of dark. But who had the better song? Eric.
I like X-Men better. I think it's more iconic and a little more rhythm to it.
When I called your name, you raised your hand. Did you not think I'd be able to recognize you underneath the Batman mask?
No, you said it at the same time as I raised my hand. I didn't know if you were going to
Wait, that's me. Eric? I couldn't tell.
All right. Well, Dave, you're going next.
Yeah, I went with the X-Men animated series as well. Like Eric said, it is more iconic. It's more recognizable. I also like the guitar, like riff, like the metal guitar type deal to it. I believe that's the instrument used. And I like it more.
Gotcha.
Nothing against Gargoyles. They did do a good job setting the dark tone.
Right. All right, Shawn.
Yeah, I also had X-Men winning. It's an iconic theme. It's very intriguing. Keeps you interested in it. Gargoyles is pretty good too. It's just a little too dark for me.
Yeah. It's one of those shows that it is kind of, when they had like the little rating in the corner, they put it as like it was always like TV Y7, like so it wasn't really suitable for kids under the age of 7 years old or whatever. So it's more for like teenagers, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a very dark intro. All right, we go to originality. X-Men's up 1-0. 2 more and they sweep. Who had the more original concept? X-Men has been around for a while. They were a comic book.
Mhm.
They had, I believe they had a show in the late 80s called Pride of the X-Men. But then they got this show. Gargoyles, of course, this is like kind of the first time they ever tried something with gargoyles. Now, both shows are kind of considered like, it kind of had that team concept, like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like a group concept. But whose concept was more original? Shawn, your voice didn't really count in the last category, so we're going to start with you.
I had Gargoyles winning this one just because of how different it was. Like, you don't really ever see a show like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's very one of a kind, and they're pretty legendary. So, X-Men, I think, everybody already knew of X-Men.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Eric.
I went Gargoyles too. As Shawn said, it's different. And X-Men came from a comic book. I mean, Gargoyles probably did too, but it's just different.
Gargoyles, I think, was just a concept that Disney came up with. It was kind of like Hunchback of Notre Dame, but not really.
Yeah.
It was without Quasimodo. All right, Dave, where'd you go on this one?
Yeah, I went with these two as well. I went with Gargoyles, specifically because X-Men had pre-existing source material, where Gargoyles was, made up. It's original. Like
Yeah.
it didn't have pre-existing
new.
material. Yeah, so that's why I picked them.
Gotcha. All right, so the big thing here is Gargoyles is not going to lose points. So they will not end up with -20. Right now, the only show with that distinction is Cow and Chicken. We move on to merch. Both shows have their fair share of merch. One is actually more valuable as far as action figures go. One's more valuable than the other, and that's Gargoyles. Because the Gargoyles figures that Kenner made back in the mid-90s go for a lot of money.
Okay.
X-Men figures, like the 90s Toy Biz X-Men, you can probably get for about $15-20. Gargoyles figures go upwards of about 60 to 75. And plus, even Gargoyles now, they still have merch to this day. They had the NECA figures that came out. They had a comic book resurgence. They had a comic book release a couple years ago. X-Men, obviously, they're still relevant to this day. They had a new spin-off show come out a couple years ago. But both shows are still relevant, and both shows are still producing merch. Dave, you're going to go first.
Yeah, I went with the X-Men here. I like your points. Gargoyles figures going for a lot, but so do the original X-Men animated series figures, like the Magneto that I seen online for $250, and some other ones as well. They also sold the comic for the X-Men animated series, like 8 million copies of that comic, which is pretty significant in my eyes. So I went with X-Men. They have a good toy line success and whatnot as well, and they have good overall popularity. So I think it helped with their sales, and that's why I picked them.
All right, Eric.
I went Gargoyles because it's more valuable toys. And we used to sell it too,
Yeah,
you and me, or you did.
yeah. You just sat there and looked pretty. Uh,
I think
All
I have
right.
one. That is.
yeah. All right, Shawn.
I had X-Men winning this one, legacy base alone. I don't care like too much about the price differences. Like if Gargoyles is more money than X-Men, I think X-Men is just such a sought out product. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a repeat of a Wolverine, people are going to buy it.
Right.
You know, Gargoyles is very rare. Yeah, it's, you know, awesome to have those, but I think just legacy alone, X-Men takes it.
Fair enough. We had a comment that just said X-Men 100%. Dave, was that your wife?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I believe so. I don't know her YouTube channel, but it looks like her baby picture.
Okay. Hi, Amanda. All right. X-Men is up 2-1. Well, yeah, she just confirmed it.
Yep.
I'm not
See, I
playing
was
it.
right.
It
Yeah.
is windier than heck outside right now.
That's what my mom was saying earlier.
It's real windy.
Yeah. Well, if you guys lose internet connection, we know what happened.
Yeah, honestly. It's hot.
All right. X-Men is up 2-1. One more category, they win it. And I think we could probably count this as it's cultural impact. Now, before anybody really gives an answer, let me just say this. Yes, X-Men has a cultural impact, obviously. So does Gargoyles. Because there's a lot of kids from back in the 90s that remember that had that fond nostalgia of the Gargoyles cartoon. And it did have an impact. It had such an impact on people that, yes, they reignited it for a comic book. They reignited it for an action figure line. X-Men, their comic books are still going. And it's comic books of the different characters. Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops, all of them. So both shows have had a cultural impact. Whose do you think was more significant? Eric, I'm starting with you.
I went with X-Men because of the legacy and the popularity, and I think it just had more impact in that world of.
All right. Shawn, why don't you go ahead?
I also have X-Men taking this one. I mean, like I said, legacy alone is majorly impactful. I don't see kids dressing up like gargoyles as much as I do.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. In the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
But, now it's just kind of like a...
You're still going to see kids dressed up as Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Cyclops.
Some
or
people
you get really creative Gambit.
Their dog after Wolverine.
Yeah, I think their impact.
Some people name their dog after Wolverine.
Yeah. I would have dressed up as Wolverine if the costume would have been $20 cheaper.
I mean, I know it's not X-Men, but I got this guy.
Very nice. All right, Dave.
Then I got.
Yeah, I went with X-Men the animated series here. I feel like they had a far greater impact due to its widespread popularity. I mean, they also have direct influence on later films and TV series as well. So I went with them. They're still relevant to today.
Yeah.
So that impact has lasted for generations.
Yeah. Now, again, Gargoyles is still relevant to a point too because they have brought stuff back. But X-Men probably has a greater, because X-Men I don't think ever really went away.
It's always been relevant and prominent, I feel.
Yeah, but especially this series because they rebooted it. X-Men 97 is the continuation of this show, of X-Men the Animated Series. All right, so Nick, X-Men the Animated Series is going to get 20 points here. Gargoyles gets nothing, so they don't lose anything, but they get nothing, so they stay at -10. All right, we move on to one of the more unique battles. It is SMURFS versus Transformers. SMURFS in the division of Kenny West, who, by the way, actually has a really good division right now because he's up at the he's like 3rd or 4th on the leaderboard. And of course, that's what happens when your division has SMURFS, Dragon Ball Z, Kai, and Batman the Animated Series on it. Even though Batman lost, and Life at Times of Juniper Lee, which also won. They're going to take on Transformers, which is in the division of Daniel Hummer, my brother, also the boss of the network. So he basically runs the entire network, and if we make him mad, this
Round of
show
applause
could go
for
away.
the CEO.
Huh?
Round of applause for our CEO.
Yeah.
After voted leader.
Who Eric did not want to give points to the other day. So we'll see if that happens here.
He's going to have to go talk to HR.
Yeah. I tried to get him in trouble, but Daniel was just so focused on what he was watching. He's just like, just quit trying to get me to get mad at Eric. I said, one of these days I'm going to succeed. All right. SMURFS is 1-0. They have 30 points. They absolutely destroyed the Archie show in stage 1. Transformers has -10. If they get swept here, they're going to have -20. So they're going to be at the bottom of the barrel with cow and chicken. Theme song is the first category. By the way, both shows have words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the first battle we're getting to where it's like, all right, these are theme songs with words in them. Whose was better? Again, these were both kings of 80s animated cartoons. Both, and we'll talk about Impact later if we get to it. But who had the better theme song? Shawn, you're going to start.
I actually have the SMURFS winning this one. I enjoyed their theme song a little more than Transformers, to be honest.
Well, it's kind of more upbeat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more catchy, Transformers is kind of like, okay, I've seen this before.
Yeah.
To me, I wasn't as interested as I was with SMURFS.
Gotcha. All right. Dave?
This one was really tough for me because I do like both of their theme songs. I think they both do a pretty good job. But, something about more than meets the eye here, and I'm going with Transformers.
Okay.
I just like that guitar-driven rock anthem type deal. Nothing against the SMURFS. Just, it's charming, it's innocent, melodic, but I like the guitar, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, Eric?
I like Transformers. I thought it's more better, and it just caught my eye more.
Gotcha. All right. Transformers will not be losing points. So that's like the important thing to point out, right now, because they won this first category. 2 more and they get a sweep. But I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch here. Originality is the next category. Transformers, a lot of people have said Voltron was the original robot cartoon. The SMURFS are kind of they're original to the point to where they were kind of the first ones to be like in the village, or like a different kind of creature, like in a village. Transformers, though, like they were, people say, oh, well, they kind of ripped off Voltron, but they really didn't, because these were robot cars. If anything, the ones who ripped off Voltron were the Power Rangers, but more on that when Voltron faces Black Clover on Saturday. Quick cheap plug for that show. But Eric, why don't you start?
I'm going Transformers. I just think it's cool that the concept of Transformers from cars to robots. So I thought that was different.
Right. All right, Dave.
They both come from pre-existing material, so it's kind of hard. But I feel like the Transformers cartoon developed more of a original backstory for their characters than the Smurfs. I think they stuck to the script a little more. So I went with Transformers here.
All right. This is a bounce back. By the way, Transformers, when they were swept in round one, they were swept by Ninja Turtles. So nothing really to be ashamed of.
Understandable.
All
right. Shawn, go ahead.
Turtles is in this event.
Yeah. I have Transformers one in this one. Show is just a lot cooler. A lot more intriguing. You know. Smurfs was kind of weird.
Yeah. All right. They're up 2-0. They can get a sweep here and get themselves not only out of the negative and back into the positive, but, kind of really jump up a little bit. Merch is the next category. Transformers, by the way, was created by, I want to say it was Hasbro, because Hasbro did this a lot, and we're going to talk about it later on with G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. Hasbro had the idea for robot cars to come out as toys. They needed a vehicle, pun intended, to sell such things. The popular thing to do back in the 80s, get a cartoon. So they did. That's, so basically the Transformers, the cartoon was created to sell the merch. Now, Smurfs had merch of their own as well. Comic books, just like Transformers. So they both had comic books. They both had figures. Transformers obviously had the cars and stuff as well. Smurfs had play sets that you could get. So they both did well in the merch department, but who did better? Shawn.
I think Transformers did a lot better. I think they're more of a sought out item. They have a pretty good name behind them. So.
Oh yeah, and by the way, the rule I have for judging it when I judge it is who had the more valuable merchandise. And by the way, it's Transformers.
Yeah, and I think Smurfs is more like a collectible, and Transformers is more of like a play with and collectible.
It's collectible if you keep it in the package.
Yep. With most items.
Well, yeah, but also too, because some people can get, especially if it's in mint condition and if it's barely ever been played with. By the way, if you ever have an action figure from the 80s that's open, that's barely ever been played with, that means your parents are monsters. So they because that stuff, especially in the 80s and 90s, that stuff was meant for you to play with, damn it. But like Transformers, it's just like they are the more valuable. Their stuff is worth a lot more money. Eric, go ahead.
I went with Transformers hands down. Even my cousin collected Transformers, and he never let me touch them.
Well, he's a monster too.
Hey,
I'm just saying. All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. talking about billions to millions. And also, they have higher, like you said, their figures and stuff cost a little more.
Yeah. All right, Transformers gets the sweep. They're going to get 30 points out of this, so that's going to bring their total to 20 because they were in the negative. But they're out of the negative now. So good for them. They move to 1-1. Smurfs moves to 1-1. Now Smurfs is going to lose 10 points themselves. So they go from 30 points to 20 points. So, all right. Up next, Shawn, get ready for this one. Rocket Power versus Teen Titans.
My power can cut out anytime.
All right. Rocket Power in the division of Tim Friel. By the way, Rocket Power 0-1, but got 5 points because it was a close battle. Teen Titans 0-1 in the division of Tiffany Zell. But they also got 5 points because they were in a close battle. Rocket Power lost to Tiny Toon Adventures. Teen Titans lost to Pokemon. Theme song is the first category. Both shows had words in the song. But who had the better song? I can't make Shawn go first. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I went with Teen Titans here. I like its high energy, rock oriented type track. I think it's kind of widely recognized, and therefore I picked it. It's a little more. I feel like it's a little more catchy too.
Yeah. All right, Shawn.
Yeah, I went Teen Titans too. It's better, which it is. Am I sad? A little bit.
Buck out.
No. I enjoyed it. It's a pretty good theme song.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
I actually went Rocket Power. I liked it better.
Okay.
He's sucking up because he called Shawn okay.
He does what he has to do.
No,
That's
I
how
generally
he
like-
that's how he gets ahead in the organization.
Yep.
Erica Lewinsky.
Jesus.
Wow.
Good Lord. All right. Moving on. Before we get lawsuits, we have originality. Who had the more original concept? By the way, Rocket Power is kind of one of the first of its kind to be like that extreme sports type cartoon. Teen Titans, obviously, they're derived from a DC group. But whose concept was more original, Eric? Yes,
went Rocket
Eric.
Power
I said your name.
it's-
I know
as
it's
you
you
said.
behind the mask. All right, you don't have to point up every time I call your name.
No, we just did it at the same time.
Yeah.
Again.
All right, go ahead.
Anyways, I went Rocket Power because it's extreme sports, and that's new, different. First,
Okay.
for as you said.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I went with Rocket Power here as well. I thought they were definitely more original. It was created its own universe, own characters from scratch. Teen Titans kind of had pre-existing material like DC Comics and characters and lore and whatnot to kind of base it off of. So went with Rocket Power.
Okay. Shawn, for a minute, I thought you quit. That would have been great for the first battle.
Yeah. Well, she just finally looked at her phone, so.
All right. Who
Rocket
you going
Power.
with?
Rock Power. It's like one of the first extreme sport cartoons, like you said, and that stuff's just captivating.
Yeah.
Clearly. Teen Titans is like I guess it's original if you like teenager shows, but at that time, your Kim Possible and all that teenage drama show coming out, and
By the way, the
these
Teen
are the
Titans
kids
was
that-
also already a thing in the DC universe.
right? So I don't know. Rocket Power.
Okay. Merch is up next. It's 1-1, so nobody's going to lose points. Both shows did have their fair share of merch. I've seen, T-shirts, obviously, for both shows. Obviously, Teen Titans might have more of a reach because of who they have behind them. But who had the better merch? And Shawn, you're going first.
Everything I saw and read up on, I found that Teen Titans had the better merch, and I think that's because of what they're tied into with the DC.
Yeah.
And Rocket Power was kind of just like their own standalone thing. They didn't have much. I mean, they had video games and stuff, but they don't have the backing of like something the size of DC.
Right.
So I gave it to Teen Titans.
Okay.
No biasism, Eric.
Beautiful.
SpongeBob.
All right.
And Dave with Naruto.
Now, in fairness, and again, because I go back and I, listen to game film, just so I can try to get a read on you guys. Although reading Eric is like reading Braille. Like the other day,
Thanks.
Eric did give SpongeBob a couple of categories.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Now Dave has yet to go against Naruto in a category. Actually, no, you went against Putin, I think, and
He did.
One of the games against one of the matches against the Simpsons.
No, he went with humor for South Park last week.
Yeah. Well, we didn't. That wasn't officially on.
Well, it should have been.
Yeah. Just so we can make the argument here that he did go against Naruto in a category.
Exactly. I'm just trying to defend my buddy.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe that Naruto is better in those categories, so that's why I pick him.
Well, yeah, that's what you're. So there is no bias as long as you genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
Now, all right, Eric, you're gonna go next.
Oh, I went with Rocket Power.
And merch?
Oh no, I'm Teen Titans. Sorry.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I went with Teen Titans here. It's definitely one-sided battle here.
Yeah.
For the merch.
Yeah.
Even their figures, or like looking online and stuff, their figures cost more from back then.
Yeah. All right. 2-1 Teen Titans. They can win it here. By the way, when they went against Pokemon, they were up 2-0. And Pokemon came back and won.
Pokemon's a hard one to beat.
No kidding. The Simpsons tried it the other day and couldn't get it done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cultural impact. Who had the bigger cultural impact? Obviously, Teen Titans. We keep saying DC is behind them. But Rocket Power, it had its impact on a lot of kids, especially kids that were into extreme sports. Perfect example is diagonal from me. Well, on the screen. But who do you think had the bigger cultural impact? And Shawn, you're going to start.
I have Rocket Power winning this one. I think it just motivated kids more to get into the more extreme sports, and it was, such a different show for its time. I think it just had a better impact on, young teenagers. I think Teen Titans was more like, oh, okay, it's another superhero show.
Right.
Add it to the list.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I went the opposite side here. I went with Teen Titans. I feel like they had a wider reach, more enduring cultural impact. I mean, they had a spin-off of that show alone. Um, does Rocket Power have that? No. Um, I just feel like it definitely has more cultural impact. It sold more. It's like it has fans that want to get that product. So it has more product. It has more fans, so I think it has more cultural impact.
Okay. All right, Eric, you're breaking a tie. It's up to you whether or not this goes another round. Now, I have no tie really to either one of these people because I haven't seen either one of them in a while, so I will not slap you no matter what your answer is. So go ahead.
I'm sorry, Shawn. Teen Titans.
He might hit you now, but
Sorry, shot a boy. Gotta be honest though.
Hey, I voted against it, so it's all good.
I know. I just know you like that show. I like that show too. Like I watched it growing up too.
I
I
like the
liked,
show too.
I liked other shows more, but it was a good show, man.
yeah. All right, so Teen Titans is going
I
to get
liked it
20
more than,
points. Go ahead, finish your thought. Obviously, the host doesn't have important thoughts.
I was gonna say I just liked it more than Teen Titans overall. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Teen Titans wins this 3-1. They're going to get 20 points out of it. So they move to 1-1. They get themselves 20 points. So they now have 25 points. Rocket Power doesn't lose anything. So they keep the 5 points that they have, but they go 0-2. So, all right. The next battle. The next battle is going to be a difficult battle. It's Batman the Animated Series versus Dragon Ball Z. This is one of the ones. This is one of the more. By the way, you know, I talked about this being viewer's choice. This actually was supposed to be, originally, it was going to be on one of last week's shows. But because it was so big, I believe it was actually Dave who said, no, it needs to be on the special. So I moved it because, you know, which show would we rather have on the which battle would we rather have on the special? Batman versus Dragon Ball Z or Timon and Pumbaa versus Cow and Chicken? I'm pretty sure the right decision was made.
Thank you.
Or at least I think the right decision was made. All right. We start with theme
it was
song.
made. It was.
Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, Batman the Animated Series in the division of Kenny West. He's already had a bad night. The Smurfs already got swept. Batman the Animated Series, by the way, 0-1. Lost to Yu-Gi-Oh, but they got 5 points out of it. Dragon Ball Z, they're 1-0. They got 30 points. I actually think they beat Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
So they've already got 30 points. They're in the division of Joey Bianco. So, all right. Theme song's the first category. Batman is known more for the action sequence. And Dave, who do you give the theme song category to?
Oh man, this one is tough because I do like both. But I gave this to Dragon Ball Z. I feel like it was a little more energetic, a little more hype. And I thought they did a pretty good job bringing you into the show. Nothing against Batman. I really like that intro as well.
All right. Eric.
I went the opposite. I went Batman. I just think it's more iconic and more. And that intro got me into more.
All right. Shawn. We are. I think this is only the second or third time.
Mhm.
So
This was a hard one for me, so I ended up deciding on just which one I enjoyed more.
yeah.
And I have Dragon Ball Z winning it.
Okay.
I think the theme song is just slightly better. Like
Well,
I
yeah,
said,
'cause
I enjoyed
Batman
both.
relied more on an action sequence.
Yeah. So
By the way. All right. Originality is the next category. Dragon Ball Z is up 1-0. Batman's been around forever. This was the second or third attempt at a Batman show. Dragon Ball is, it was derived from an anime. Several different variations. Was this the first or second variation of it? Because wasn't it Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z?
I can look that up for you real quick.
Because I feel like Dragon Ball.
I think Dragon Ball was when he was a little kid. Like that's when he was.
But so
Yes, Dragon Ball came before Dragon Ball Z.
okay,
The original Dragon Ball aired in 1986 to 1989.
right, and then Dragon Ball Z took over in 1989 and ran until 1996.
Right, where he's at an older stage.
Yeah.
Basically.
So they both had starting points.
Yep.
But who's got the better originality concept? Shawn.
I had it was a hard one. I had Batman taking the originality.
Okay.
Even though they're, already more established, I think the style of this Batman show is so much different than past.
Yeah.
That it really elevated the series.
Yeah. Well, by the way, because this is a more darker tone. Batman
it's more
60.
mature too. It's not,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean.
The original Batman cartoon from the 60s was geared more towards kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
I actually agree with Shawn here. I feel like Batman has a better creativity in its narrative aspect and depth in the characters. Where Dragon Ball Z, I feel like they don't have a lot of depth in their characters. They're kind of they are what they are. That they have some power ups that are cool, but the stories aren't they have a couple arcs where Kid Buu and Majin Buu and whatnot, but the story isn't that great. It's more just we're battling and protecting Earth, and that's the story. So I feel Batman has more originality in its depth for characters and whatnot. So
Okay.
I went with them.
All righty. Eric.
I went Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. All right. We're at a tie. It's 1-1. Nobody's losing points. We go to merch. Now, again, this is another category where both shows had a crap ton of merch. And by the way, it's not just Batman. Batman the Animated Series had a lot. Whether it be T-shirts, there was a comic book based off it, the action figures, and I could go on and on about the action figures because I had a lot. I sold a lot. So, who was better at producing the merch? Dragon Ball Z, obviously, they had their fair share of merch too. Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I went with Dragon Ball Z here. I feel like overall merchandise sales, they're so globally renowned and multi-generational. So is Batman, but I don't think it's on a global scale as Dragon Ball is. Dragon Ball figurines and stuff, they go for a lot. They also have their own cards and stuff as well. They really got they hit everything with the merch. Like they got everything. So they got games and stuff too.
Right.
Which I mean, they both do, but I feel like Dragon Ball Z is more on a world scale to where Batman's kind of just over here scale.
Gotcha. All right, Eric.
I went with Batman. I kind of disagree. I think Batman is on the world scale, but from what I read,
Batman
I think
is
Batman-
it's so the Batman as a character is global. And like there have been like, you know, and by the way, like the Batman, especially like the toys for Batman the animated series, they do well overseas because a lot of them are made over there.
Yep.
So
yeah,
Batman merchandise can sell overseas. It's just when Dragon Ball Z is
More prevalent.
created
Yeah.
overseas, it's much more. It does, you know, it sells a lot more where it first is created, but then it comes over here and it kind of catches fire.
Yeah.
Now both
And
shows,
I feel like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z were the first like real animes to make a huge impact in the Western scene over here.
yeah. I mean, well, Speed Racer,
Yeah.
but I mean, they were the first ones to really kind of leave like a mark. All right, Shawn.
I had Dragon Ball Z one on this one. I don't think there's much of a comparison. I think their sales are much more crazier than Batman's.
I mean, they might be. I mean, well, there's only a comparison if you bother to make a comparison. But all right. Dragon Ball Z is up 2-1. They can win it with the next category, which is cultural impact. Now, like the other day when we had Naruto versus South Park, we talked more about, even though we didn't get the cultural impact, it was about like, okay, you know, who made the bigger impact over, you know, Naruto made a big impact overseas, then came over here and made it. South Park was barred in every other country, so they couldn't really make a global impact. Batman, both shows made an impact in several continents. Now, Batman's biggest impact obviously was here in the States, but he's also very popular overseas as well. And the animated series is considered one of the greatest animated series of all time. All right. Look it up on every website. Watch Mojo, you know, whatever websites you look at, IMDb. They will say that the greatest cartoon of all time is Batman the Animated Series. Dragon Ball Z, they had their impact overseas. They had quite the impact over here. Shawn, I'm starting with you.
I have Dragon Ball Z winning this one simply alone, like off the fact that you all just mentioned about how it, you know, blew up over there, came over here and just caught fire and just, you know, went right to the top.
Yeah.
I think Batman was just kind of riding the same line as all the others, just slightly higher because it was a different type and style, but I think Dragon Ball Z just had a much larger impact, especially in the anime world.
All right. Eric.
I went Dragon Ball Z too. As Shawn alluded to, I just think it had more impact worldwide.
Okay. All right. Dave?
Yeah, I went with Dragon Ball Z as well. I feel like as a single, like take it away from all the other connections it has as a single, I feel like it was far more influential.
Now, was it more? Is it really influential though to both not just anime fans but also cartoon fans? Or
I mean,
is it
because
more,
it was,
or does the anime community count more than the cartoon community? Because, like I said, if you go,
it was on Saturday morning cartoons as well.
Right, because like if you look at most online lists, and these aren't done by idiots who, you know, like us. These are done by people that work for that done by actual websites. Watch Mojo, which is a YouTube channel, other different YouTube channels. They say that Batman the Animated Series is the greatest cartoon of all time. Now, to me, that does say, and I'm not saying Dragon Ball Z didn't have an impact, but is their impact as an anime more important than Batman's impact as a cartoon?
See, here's where I want to counter you. See, you said it's the greatest one ever created. I believe that in storytelling and with the characters, but I don't believe it has a greater cultural impact. I believe the story and the storytelling and the character depth is far greater in Batman. I believe that. But I feel like, you know, Dragon Ball Z is just on a I feel like it's more cultural impact than Batman. That's it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
But I agree with you on Batman being one of the greatest created story-wise and character depth, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's not even just me saying it. Like I said, I've sent you guys articles about it before.
Yeah, and I read a bunch of articles and different ones from different points of views. They're all different points of views. That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. Batman the Animated Series gets no points. Dragon Ball Z gets another 20. We are going to move on. This, I mean, again, it's everybody's opinion. I happen to disagree. I think Batman's impact, like the impact that it had on cartoons. I get Dragon Ball Z's impact in anime. I understand that. But to me, Batman's impact as a cartoon was far greater. But all right, we're going to move on to Codename Kids Next Door versus Fairly Odd Parents. Codename Kids Next Door in the division of Jimmy Morrison. They're 1-0. They got 10 points early, or they got 10 points in a victory over Recess. Fairly Odd Parents got 30 points. They've already beaten Cow and Chicken. They are both 1-0. We start with theme song. Who had the better theme song? Fairly Odd Parents had words. Codename Kids Next Door did not. Dave, we're starting with you.
I think Fairly Odd Parents takes this one. It was super catchy.
All right. Shawn, go ahead.
I also have Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, it is a lot more catchier with the words, and it's done decently. I think Kids Next Door is just a little confusing. If you're watching it for the first time, it's just slightly confusing.
All right, Eric.
Odd Parents. It's more catchy and more gets you into watching the show.
Okay. All right, we move on to originality. Fairly Odd Parents is up 1-0. And originality, who had the more original concept of Dave? Go ahead.
This one was tough because I believe they both have good originality here. But I went with Codename Kids Next Door here. Only with that because I feel like in the later seasons of Fairly Odd Parents, it got kind of repetitive storylines where I feel like Kids Next Door, it was kind of not as repetitive. They were kind of doing different journeys, different expeditions on their missions and whatnot. So, like, Fairly Odd Parents, you got like Vicky all the time. Like you got, it's the same type of thing with her every time. It doesn't really change. Like you got different episodes. Yeah. So, that's why I went on the opposite side here.
Okay. All right. Eric?
I went cold. Kids Next Door.
Okay. All right. Shawn?
Yeah, I also went with Codename Kids Next Door.
All right. We're tied 1-1. And so nobody's going to lose points here. We go on to merch. Who had the better merchandise? I know both of them had their fair share. Fairly Odd Parents is backed by Nickelodeon. Codename Kids Next Door is backed by Cartoon Network. Shawn, go ahead and start.
I have Fairly Odd Parents taking this one. I think they have just a slightly more reach, and that's probably because of their longevity as a show. I didn't really see much like Kids Next Door, like pricing and everything, but
Yeah,
I based it off of longevity because all I could find is like better stuff in Fairly Odd Parents. I think they're more recognizable.
right. All right, Eric.
I went Kids Next Door.
Okay.
From what I researched.
Okay. All right, Dave, you're breaking a tie.
Yeah, I went with Fairly Odd Parents here. I feel like it was more of one of Nickelodeon's more popular shows, consistently ranking in the top 5, just under SpongeBob and some other big names. And so I feel like it's sold a lot of merchandise from what I've seen.
Yeah.
It has more extensive merchandise as well. So I believe they take this one.
Yeah, I think though Nickelodeon was starting to get into the point where they were just backing bad cartoons. Because if you watch Fairly Odd Parents now, it's like really stupid.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah,
but it was
but
just so
but as a
popular.
kid, I loved it. I don't know why.
Well, we're all stupid as kids.
Yep, fair enough.
All right. Cultural impact is the next category. Who had the bigger cultural impact? I mean, it could go like different ways because, like, you could say cultural impact because of longevity, how relevant they are, the networks they came from. Eric, you're starting.
I went Kids Next Door. From what I read, I think they slightly have a bigger cultural impact.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
I went the opposite way here. I feel like the longer run, the extensive multimedia exposure that they get, highly recognizable characters and jokes. If you show some people pictures of, the children like 1, 2, 3, or 4 to some of the kids nowadays, they might not know who it is. But if I show them a picture of Timmy Turner or Cosmo or Wanda or Vicky or someone, they're going to know who that is. So I picked Fairly Odd Parents on this one.
Timmy Turner. Something with a burner.
Shawn, you're breaking a tie.
This one was hard for me too, because I feel like Kids Next Door impacted kids to use their imagination a lot more with activities outside. But then again, Fairly Odd Parents also, I guess, spread their influence. But I gave it to Kids Next Door. I just think their impact was a little more relatable than Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay. All right, so we finally have one going to the 5th category.
I didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are sometimes full of surprises. Depending on what the match.
I just got to keep it real, G.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. All right. Memorable moments is the last category. Somebody's going to get 10 points. Somebody's going to get 5. Who had the more memorable moments on the show? Shawn, you're going to start.
I have Kids Next Door taking this one. I just think because of the way their episodes are with the adventures they go on, it leaves the door open for them to have more memorable moments. And especially the end with the conspiracy of, the ending where number 1 just goes by himself into the light. And it's like, I guess there's theories that he was like a kid a dying kid, and
Yeah.
that last episode was him like passing away and going to heaven. But then, you know, everybody else was like, no, he's just going on a mission by himself. So for some reason that always pops into my head anytime we talk about it. So
Yeah. All right, Eric.
I went Kids Next Door. I thought the story was better, and I don't think there's anything memorable about Odd Parents. Awful show.
Okay. Dave.
Yeah, I agree with these guys. I feel there's more memorable moments in Codename Kids Next Door. Operation Zero and the interview operations, the Kaplunk, that was pretty good. You know, they had some character-defining moments as well, whereas in Fairly Odd Parent, they don't really touch on that too much.
there's not a lot of moments in Fairly Odd Parents at all.
No, it's because it's kind of repetitive. You know, Timmy's in trouble. Let's use my godparents to make a wish and help me out. I mean, that's what it is.
I think the only moment would have been the time he loses them and then gets them back.
Yeah.
Something like they leave him or something like that, or it's like
Well, no, they were
taken.
taken away from
They were
him
taken,
at one
yeah.
point.
Oh, they were taken. I thought there was one where he was like, it was a dream where they left him, and he had to go and
Well,
fight. for them
there
back
might
or
have been
something
that
like
too, but from what I've watched so far, there was an episode where he had to like go to court or something, and
Right.
like, the prosecutor bullied the judge into saying that he doesn't have them anymore. It was something stupid.
Done.
All right, Codename Kids Next Door wins at 3-2. We finally have a battle go 3-2. So they're going to get 10 points again. Fairly Odd Parents is going to get 5. Codename Kids Next Door goes to 2-0, 1-1 for Fairly Odd Parents. It is main event time. We go to it is G.I. Joe Real American Hero versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Both shows swept in stage 1. Ninja Turtles swept in stage 1. G.I. Joe got 20 points in stage 1. G.I. Joe has already beaten SpongeBob. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles swept Transformers. G.I. Joe Real American Hero in the division of John Mealy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the division of Matt P. Because neither myself nor the guy, a man in the Batman mask, who is this guy Snuggle Bunny, know how to pronounce his last name. But all right, we move on. We go to theme song first. Both shows had catchy theme songs. They had theme songs with words. Dave, whose was better?
I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was. I think it's a little more catchy, a little more energetic, and I feel like the lyrics are a little bit more memorable.
Okay. All right, Eric.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think it's hands down.
All right.
Iconic theme. I could sing it right now, but I'm not going to.
Good. We'll get copyrighted. Shawn, go ahead.
Yeah, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles winning this one. So much better in my opinion. G.I. Joe has a lot of good action in it, but it does not compare.
Yeah.
All right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is up 1-0. 2 more and they sweep again. But we move on to originality. G.I. Joe was another show that was created because Hasbro had an idea for toys. So the show was created to sell a toy line. Ninja Turtles started off as a comic book, was then adapted into the show. Who had more originality, Eric?
I think Ninja Turtles, because it's the first fighting turtles. I mean turtles. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, Shawn?
Yeah, same. I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is just a lot better. It was so much different from what you were seeing at the time. It was done correctly, and I think G.I. Joe was just kind of I don't know how to say it, just not the most original idea out there for the time being.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with them. It's definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like the story is has a little better originality. Um, some of the people that they go up against, I didn't really see too much of them in the comics on some of these villains. So I feel like they created some original villains as well. Um,
Well, they were also created to sell figures.
right, right.
Most of the villains were.
Yeah, yeah. And I just feel like their story, their plot is a little more creative. I don't think G.I. Joe's that Real American Heroes was super creative in their storytelling as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is, and I'm huge on the story, and so I picked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
All right.
Or
They're up 2-0. They can sweep it again. By the way, if they sweep, then they'll have the highest point total so far at 60. Nobody has gotten there yet. We've had a couple of shows tonight reach 50. Rick and Morty did it earlier on. They reached 50. X-Men did it earlier, or no, X-Men reached 40, not 50. Let's see, who else? Dragon Ball Z got to 50. And Ninja Turtles, if they win this next category, can get to 60. And the next category is merch. It's not as cut and dry, though, because both shows sold. Like I said, G.I. Joe was created to sell merch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much, it's cut and dry. Like, merch is what got the show created. Ninja Turtles, especially with their action figures, they were, a lot of the characters, a lot of the one-off villain characters were created just to sell merch as well. But who had the better merch, Dave?
I'm gonna go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. I feel like they sold a lot more merch. People wanted that merch. I mean, granted, G.I. Joe's, when it did come out with their figures and stuff, it was a top seller in the 80s. It was number one. It was number one. But I feel like when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, it exceeded that. I feel like they exceeded their sales and merch sales, and because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is generated about 15 billion. And I don't think G.I. Joe's has hit that mark.
Their merchandise is as valuable as Ninja Turtles, though, because when Ninja Turtles came around, G.I. Joe had stopped, but then it got brought back, so it kind of went head to head with Ninja Turtles for a long time.
Right.
So, but both shows I think are both up there as far as having,
like when I was looking at their figures and stuff, it was pretty close. But like, there's some figures for the Turtles that I see that are way more expensive. But then
there's one out there that like it's such a grail piece that when people have it, they want like $10 million for it.
Yeah, but then like I also see the whole G.I. Joe set going for like $800 too.
Yeah.
So
No,
they both do a good job here. I just feel like the Turtles just got the edge, in my opinion.
Yeah. Shawn.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had Ninja Turtles winning this one as well. I mean, granted, I grew up with G.I. Joe, but I don't think they have the reach anymore with like how Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does with the movies, the cartoons, the toys, the games.
They did for a while,
figures.
but because they quit making the movies and all that, and they haven't really had original. I mean, they have like a comic book series that came out. Matter of fact, both them and Ninja Turtles did it. Both did the same kind of set where it was like Saturday morning adventures.
Mm-hmm.
So it was based on the cartoons. But yeah, Ninja Turtles, I think because it's still more current, it does have more of a reach.
Yeah.
Even though like what they have out right now kind of sucks, people are still nostalgic enough to go, and because a lot of those figures were reissued, the original toy line was reissued, so now they're like, all right, well, we want, we're gonna go and we're gonna buy these old figures.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's what benefited them, almost in a sense that they're kind of more of a rare toy item or a statue than they are with like cards and comics and video games now. They like transitioned as to where G.I. Joe is kind of just trapped in, there's already all this stuff out there that they can't really mimic. You know what I mean? Like Battlefield and Call of Duty, and you can't really go against all that stuff now.
All
They're
right.
just late to the party.
Yeah. All right, Eric, go ahead.
I just think it has more value and more of a reach.
All right. Ninja Turtles is going to win it 3-0. So they're the first show to reach 60 points. They're 2-0. And G.I. Joe is going to lose 10 points. So now they're only at 10. They're at 10 points now. So the 20 points they got from SpongeBob, 10 of that was taken away because Ninja Turtles was just better on this night. So
Categories fell that way.
yeah, exactly. Categories fell that way for a lot of them because there was a lot of these I did not see going the way they did.
I wish we had like character development and stuff like that.
That's the one Shawn didn't want.
Yeah, that's one I didn't want. I think that would have made it more.
Yeah, I didn't want that
lopsided.
either.
I don't think it would have made it more lopsided. Maybe for like.
What
one
about
or
you,
two of
guy
them.
with culture?
G.I. Joe.
Cultural impact?
For the cultural impact? Yeah,
I have
G.I.
G.I.
Joe.
Joe.
I did too.
I mean, all the kids back in the day had G.I. Joe, but its relevance to date because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still making movies. I mean,
Yeah, but G.I. Joe
Yeah,
made
that's true.
the military cool.
I feel like TMT
Right.
achieved a broader and more
That's why I picked that.
enduring impact globally than G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
As well.
I
I mean, back in the day, people loved G.I. Joe, but nowadays, I don't think anybody really cares.
well, here's the thing. If we were doing this show back in the 80s, by the way,
I would have picked G.I. Joe.
Yeah. And by the way, if we were doing all this show back in the 80s, Shawn and Dave would be
These two
doing
wouldn't
it
be
from,
born.
From a jar. And you and I would be doing the show in
I
our
would be
diaper.
2 years.
I picked Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
So like with a lot of these battles, because the time period kind of, because we're
hard.
judging it by what we see now.
Right. It's hard to judge some of these because they are from different time periods.
Yeah. Like
But
are
some of them, but Ninja Turtles, I feel like it's lasted multi generations, whereas G.I. Joe's kind of falling out.
G.I. Joe. Well, G.I. Joe has fallen out. It has been resurrected in different forms. Like I said, the comic book, but that's the same thing with Gargoyles. Not a lot of like people remember like the cartoons, but it's just like if they're going against something like Gargoyles had that issue with X-Men.
Right.
G.I. Joe has that issue with Ninja Turtles. We can go back and talk about, probably get loud again, Batman and Dragon Ball Z. And I feel like if there would have been different categories picked, it would have gone a different way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I feel like if character development was one, I would have picked Batman. Give me another category. I would have
Voice acting.
Voice acting. Oh,
Batman all day.
That one's
Batman
freaking
all
tough,
day.
man.
No, not for me.
That
Batman all day on that one.
That
Mark
one,
Hamill
I
is
give
one
a
of the best
toss-up.
Jokers I've ever watched.
But like, and again, and I have my feelings on cultural impact because I kind of view it differently, but that's just
Right.
me. And by the way, you guys are the ones judging.
Overall enjoyment would have been nice.
Well, because that's the easiest one to judge because you got
Yeah, that would've been different.
nobody can get mad at anybody for what they enjoy more.
Exactly.
Right.
That one should just be permanently like number 3
Nope.
or number 2.
No, because
That'd be
then
random.
it's
Because then it's not fair
We're
to
going to be
some shows.
biased.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is the one category that nobody can get. Now they're still going to.
How
People
could
are
you
still
like that one
people are
more?
still going to get mad at us. Now, people actually, and
Well,
then
that's
what's
just
funny
today's
is more
society.
people get mad at Eric.
Damn.
Like a lot of our fan base, they get mad at Eric. And it's not, I think it's just more the fact that they kind of look at us on the screen and they realize Eric's the one that could probably easily beat up more.
Damn.
Fair assumption.
That's messed up.
I'm just going by what people say.
No, I know. I'm not saying you're messed up.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't be talking about beating up my boy.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, no, I usually defend it too, and it's just
You might
like
think I'm
these
just
guys,
okay,
these
but I'll
guys
defend
come
him.
on and they give their opinion. Do I agree with what they say a lot? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But it is their opinion, and I'm not going to question. And now I will debate them on their opinion, like I did earlier.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself.
I only agree with Dave on occasion, so he keeps playing Battlefield with me.
Yeah.
Like, you do it just enough where he's like, yeah, we're still pretty cool.
I don't care if you guys go against me. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
But you also
This is
make
the
good
family
points.
show. I'm
like,
going to
yeah,
keep it.
just make good points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make good points, and I'm okay with it. You know.
Yeah.
As long
Well,
as
I
you're
mean,
not like, I picked this because it's better. Yeah, that's not
I
a
mean,
good point.
Eric, you are a darker. You're not even really a superhero. You're more a crime fighter.
Well, I'm
Give us
going to keep my
Batman
comments
voice.
to myself because it's the family show.
Give us your best Batman voice.
Yes. Do it, Eric.
I
Do
don't
it for
know.
the turkey. Do
Do
it for
it.
the turkey.
Dude, you never know. They might hire you for the next Batman movie.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Conroy did pass
Yeah,
away.
right.
You do it, I'll do it.
I don't know how to do voices.
And
You got this.
You know what?
Eric.
Let's
Don't
not.
even think about it. Just do it.
We pick on him enough, so let's just not.
I'm Batman.
Let's not. I mean, he's already
See,
wearing the
Shawn
mask.
did it.
He's already wearing the mask because Shawn and I guilt tripped him. So we're gonna
That's
leave
messed
him
up.
alone.
Don't
I'm
kill.
already about to go off on these people, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Who?
Who we beating up for, Eric?
No, the people that. No, I'm going to keep it to
I know.
myself because it's a family
know.
show. So.
I know
Yeah.
Karate up here, not
I mean,
fight physically, but up here.
unfortunately, people are entitled to their opinion, and if they don't
I know. I
like,
know.
if they don't like how you judge, then that's too bad.
Basically just don't care.
Yeah, like
Really,
it's
I
not.
don't care.
You're just
Yeah.
giving your opinion
Bam.
on what you think, and you can't be wrong with your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally your
It
opinion.
doesn't
Go
matter.
watch
And,
it.
and by the way, Eric, it's only usually like I've only ever gotten complaints from like 2 or 3 people, and it's
Oh, I know. You told me.
yeah, and they're just and I'll just be like, dude, like get over it, or
That's what it
volunteer to
is.
be on the show. I like if you want to be on this, if you think you do a better job, be on the show. If you don't want to be on the show, shut up.
If I met that person, they would probably like me.
Well, they probably would. They probably do like. They probably would like you.
See, but these people also probably haven't watched some of the shows that their show that they like is going up against as well.
No,
Like, are they putting in the time to watch these shows and actually give an honest review and opinion about it? Probably not. Are they taking that time? No. Are we? Yes. Are we
Yeah.
sitting here looking up information, watching these shows? Yes.
yeah. Now again, they
Yes.
are. Now we're not telling people that like we're right and they're wrong.
Right. They're entitled to their opinions just as we
Yeah.
are.
But it's just
Exactly.
more like, people just like,
People love to criticize. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
and that's what we just got to accept it. And
Yeah,
then
it's human nature.
if somebody offers a criticism, oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
When this show ends, Eric, I want you to walk into your bathroom and look in the mirror and go, I'm the shit.
No, it's like, I'm Batman.
Dad, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
You walk out, you get out of that chair with confidence, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I might just be okay in your eyes, but to me, you're better than okay. You're okay, AY.
Oh, thank you, John.
Yeah. So, I
Just
mean,
trying to motivate you, man.
all right. So enough of the answering our critics, because I really don't even care.
It's more like a therapy session, but okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So, coming up Saturday on Animated Hour of Power. Yes, we are doing a Saturday show this week. So, we have a lot more that has to be watched.
We're dedicated.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can have some time to watch.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not going to say it because it is a family. I was going to say cut out the adult entertainment. And watch cartoons.
No, because I work on Friday and Saturday. So.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And football's on tomorrow, so. All right. Saturday, we have the Bugs Bunny Show versus the Woody Woodpecker Show. Black Clover versus Voltron. Mask versus Inspector Gadget. Tiny Toon Adventures versus Kim Possible is the main event. Coming up next Wednesday on Animated Showdown. Yu Yu Hakusho takes on Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Ooh.
Trigun takes on Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Mighty Ducks the Animated Series takes on Police Academy the Animated Series.
Interesting.
Pee-wee's Playhouse versus Bluey.
Oh, God.
And then the main event is Justice League versus Naruto Shippuden.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Now, for anybody that is a DC fan that wants to see Naruto Shippuden, at least make it to where they get points, you're going to have, if you cut me a check, I'll take Cultural Impact out of the randomizer. But
how much we talking?
It's going to have to be, four figures.
I got that in Monopoly money on deck, buddy.
But
anybody does that to take it out, then I'm doubling it to put it in.
Triple.
But all right,
No
so
say.
that is, huh? What
I said no say, no comment.
Yeah. But all right, so that is next week. Again, thank you to everybody that participated in giving us the matches that we voted for. If you are disappointed by any of the results,
Blame Dave.
uh,
I don't get enough of the blame, so you guys can blame me this time.
yeah.
You can blame me 'cause I don't.
One last time. There you
Yeah.
go.
But to be unfair, with some of these, all three of us agreed. So
Oh yeah, no, it's
who's really wrong?
well.
Duh.
I tried
No,
to give
I'm talking to the viewer,
give the argument to try to sway it a little bit.
Oh, man.
But Doug, I do agree with you
I think you
that
just blame-
Batman,
you-
like written storytelling and whatnot, is far superior. But to me, I don't feel like it has the global impact that Dragon Ball Z did.
I mean,
Like, I believe that Batman's a better story and all that. Like, the characters are better, more depth with the characters, more character development. Like, there's so much better with it, but I don't feel like there's something about Dragon Ball Z where it just blew
Well,
the hell up.
and I feel like, well, first of all, one, it's unfair for anime to go against cartoons in
Yeah.
general. Now
I
the
feel like
superhero ones kind of have the advantage,
Yeah.
unless certain categories come up. And
Yeah.
cultural impact, because more people do like to watch anime now, and if that's your cup of tea, fine. It's not
Like
mine.
memorable moments I had for Batman.
Yeah. But I
Stuff
think
like
it's
that.
just because you're thinking of, I think cultural impact is just an unfair category when it comes, because anime has had the impact not only here but overseas.
Certain animes. Like if it was Black Clover, I'm picking Batman all day. If
Yeah.
it's like some of these other ones that they like, Dragon Ball Z is one of the most impactful animes ever. So like alongside like Pokemon and stuff like that, So I like if it was a different anime, I think Batman would have won.
Yeah.
My
that
computer
category.
died, so I had to go on my phone.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You guys, and again, you guys agreed on it, so that's so obviously all of you feel the same way. I still think you're wrong, but that's
fair.
my opinion. Now,
That's fair.
does that mean I'm going to get rid of you guys on the show? No, just because I don't agree with what you said. No, because you guys are entitled to your opinion, and I can't find anybody else to do the show. So, it is opinion based, and a lot of it may be fact too. Whatever. I just didn't agree. I didn't agree with it.
That's fair.
That's just me. Now, does that mean that this is the end of the show? It's the end of this episode.
Yep.
I gotta go put my kids to bed.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Enough with the therapy session. For those of you that think you can beat up Eric, you hurt his feelings, so now you owe him money.
No, I'm fine. I know I'm stronger than people think.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the day you punch me in the face.
There's that confidence we've been looking for.
No, I've told Doug this.
Or they could come on here and
One
debate.
day, Doug, Eric is just gonna roundhouse you.
I know. I'm aware.
He's gonna be like, "What did you say? Black heel kick."
See, but also too, when his computer died and he had to turn his phone on, he took one quick look in the mirror, stripped down to his thumbs. He's like, you know what? I really am sexy. And that gave him the confidence to come back on the show.
It's a bit, man.
Yeah.
But all right, so make sure to like and subscribe to the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. Whether or not you think you can beat up the judges or not. Make sure to join the When Toons Combine Facebook group. Facebook.com/group/When Toons Combine. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be talking Survivor Series 1989. Make sure to follow Eric on the Unscripted Sports Show. He's not as long-winded on this show as we are, or on his show as we are on this show. Make sure to find Dave or Wildcard Dave on Twitch at TCXGodsend95. See Shawn, TCAX Reaper on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. Also the Dizzle97 YouTube channel and Twitch, where you'll find Dangle playing video games and opening up card packs. The Stabcast with Dangle and Mindy. And Eric, if you'll be so kind to take care of the shorts, please.
Yep, you got it.
And also don't forget to send me a picture of you in bike shorts. I go wild. And we will see everybody on Saturday.
Peace. See you Saturday.
Bye, guys.